So I had somebody recently ask me what was my thoughts on marriage. Marriage, legal marriage, man-made marriage is a scam. Just think about it for a second. When you go down to a physical courthouse and you sign all the paperwork and all this, that is an economical spousal support contract. That's what the it is. And it's really not in your favor as a man. You know, man-made marriage, you know, the fake marriage is more risk than reward as a man. You know, she can cheat on you and then, you know, you say I want a divorce and you're it happened to my uncle. Feel what I'm saying? He had to leave the house that he had before she even came into the picture. You think I'm gonna put my life through that? No. And a lot of people like bringing up the Bible. God said that you're supposed to get married before him. Let me tell you something. You got man-made marriage and you have biblical marriage. Man-made marriage is you going down, signing your life away like an idiot. Biblical marriage is the marriage or the merging of two hearts. You can be married to a woman and not go down to the courthouse and do all of this legal crap. Don't you understand that when you go down to the courthouse and then you sign all of these papers, you sign your life away? You put the government in your business. You know, you put them in a position where if go left, they can decide what the hell they want to decide for you and her. You want to be in full control, you know? That. No, I ain't put my life through that, you know? That.
Today we have don't where you eat. Now a lot of you have probably heard this saying and continue to not listen to it. Me personally, I have friends that don't listen to this rule, no matter how many times I got to tell them and how many times it doesn't work out. So let's get into it. There is 4.09 billion women on the planet, and that statistic was provided by the TZG Institute of Societal Change. You don't need to date any of the 7 that you work with, or the 20, or the 50 for that matter. There's 4 billion more. Why do you need to talk to any of the ones that you work with? It doesn't make any remote sense to me. Because you're asking for problems. You're asking to up your bags. And guess what's more important than your bags? Not a that's for sure. So, stop where you eat. Because also the reality is, you don't even actually like them. The only reason people get into these work situationships and relationships is because they think they like the person. When really all you guys have in common is work. You just talk about work all the time. You don't actually like this person. You don't even know them. You just think you have so much in common because you conversate about all the that goes on at work. So stop where you eat. It never works out well, 95% of the time. So if we're playing the odds here, which we do, it's not looking good. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I'll see you at the same time again tomorrow.
Baby, fuck them niggas, and they can't even send you 100 flowers. How you love that nigga? I'm glad you...
So let me see if I have this right. The guy bought the woman flowers, but the woman wasn't satisfied with where the guy bought them. So therefore, she threw the brand new flowers into the trash and made a video about it as an effort to try to shame the guy for buying flowers for her from the wrong store. You know, there are lots of women out there that actually really want flowers and they don't care where they come from. They're actually grateful that their guy remembers them on a daily basis or just does sweet things for them. But apparently it's not enough for some women that those flowers don't come from a certain store. Really? Some women are so petty that they will find any reason to dislike whatever small little token of affection or consideration their guy has for them, simply because they're ungrateful or any other reason just to make a video, I guess.
As a Latina living a non-traditional life, I'm not attracted to Latino men. And before I continue, this might not apply to everyone, and if you're offended by my personal preferences, that's a you problem. Anyways, this also has nothing to do with skin color. I already know people are gonna start jumping to conclusions. I'm not attracted to the men within our culture because of machismo. To me, attraction goes beyond looks and character plays a big part. This is based on my experiences growing up and dating within our culture. The men I grew up around and dated are where I've experienced machismo the most, and to me, machismo is very unattractive. And I'm not saying this is every Latino man, but my experiences have burned that bridge for me, so if I were to choose to date again, I would probably date outside of our culture. Anyways, who else can relate?
That's the problem I have with marriage in our culture at the moment. Yeah. And that's why I think I've been embraced by like the red pill manosphere space, like the people that sort of are like, yeah, marriage is a scam. Yeah. Because it is if it's a bait and switch.
Yeah.
If it's, I'm going to inundate you with granola and blowjobs to get you to sign up for a thing, and then once you've signed up for it and locked in, I'm going to take out all of that stuff. And the stuff I get from you, the law will force you to continue to give me even after we split up. But the stuff you got from it, affection, attention, those things, court can't force me to do any of that. So I think a lot of women sign on for protector, provider, help with the children, help support the children financially, help support me financially. And men sign on for be nice to me, be sweet to me, be kind to me. Well, only one side of that equation is enforceable by court order.
I'm like the worst friend to go out with because
when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Few discretion's advised.
if a man is talking to you and I don't like that man for you, I'm going to make it very clear that I want him to go away. Okay? I'm the friend who's like, did you even buy her a drink? And then they're like, oh, you ruined it for her. She could have had it all, but you ruined it for her. Yeah, I ruined it for her. It was me. It was me who ruined it, not you who spent 15 minutes talking to her about nothing. And you didn't even offer to buy her a drink or a snack, a mozzarella stick, a pretzel, a peanut. And I ruined, and I vibe. You know what? I'll take it. I will take that.
Notice how she said if she doesn't like the guy, not if her friend doesn't like the guy. This is a part of the girl code I don't think I will ever understand. Because why would you come and block on your friend when your friend has not expressed to you that they don't have any interest in this person? And I'm sure men can attest to this, where you go out, you meet a nice young lady, whatever, and y'all click and y'all actually having a good conversation. And it's that one friend that just wants to be seen, that wants to be heard, that wants the attention, and she come over and do some like that. Like, where's her drink? None of your business. In the words of the young kids now, it's always the fridge trying to protect the snacks. Now, if you would have asked me, that's some hater. Why? Because that girl has not set off the SOS for you to come over and save her. Now you integrating yourself in a space where you don't belong. How do you know our conversation wasn't leading up to me buying her a drink? How do you know this if you're not in the conversation? And notice how what qualifies you to talk to her friend is if you are spending money. Not if you have a good character, not if you are genuinely a nice person, not if you are an attractive person. It's only if you are spending money. But we all know what's happening here. You just want them free drinks. That's why you're trying to expedite the process. You're thinking, oh man, he came over, he spoke to my friend. Let's see what we can get out of him. Let me see if I can squeeze out a couple of drinks and maybe even some mozzarella sticks out of this man that wants nothing to do with me but everything to do with my friend. In the words of the modern woman, if you broke, just say that. That's it. We know you hungry, we know you thirsty. However, I'm not here to fund that for you. Stop trying to extort grown men in the name of protecting your friends, because we all know you are the one in the friend group that doesn't get a lot of attention when you go out. But you know what? She ain't gotta listen to I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
If I mess up, though, you ready?
I don't want you. There's nothing. Okay, so let me tell you why.
That's the double standard.
I got you. This is why the double standard. Because if I'm a man that's protecting and providing at a high level, that's all I get from you for real. All you got to do for me is be nice to me and keep your legs closed. That's all I get. So the one thing that I get out of this relationship, you done gave it to Ricky for the shot of Hennessy and some.
But what we mutually offer women say you gonna take it on?
Yeah.
But I've caught you doing what you was doing plenty of times.
We're not the same. Drop a bomb. Ladies, you got to understand this. When it comes to your right and certain things a man might do, he won't get frowned upon, but you will get frowned upon. He had sex with 3 women in one night, he might not get frowned. You did it with 3 men, a nigga might look at you crazy. We don't make the rules. It was built like this before that, and I mean that humbly, respectfully. I'm not trying to say one is better than wrong. Right. But I'm saying it's wrong. Because guess what? You got 3 times. It's a difference. I put up 40 points. She gave up 40 points. It's a difference. 40. It's a difference. See what I'm saying? I finessed the plug 40 times. You got finessed 40 times. You're not very good at selling drugs.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Okay.
I honestly do.
So if it's my fault, if it's my fault, I pay. I pay for it. It's your fault. You won't pay anyway. So you gonna have to pay in another way. Give me my shit.
No, I agree. I'm
taking a bitch lip gloss. You hear me? I'm taking the pepper spray off your keychain. And I'm sending you.
Ain't no protection.
Fuck no. Let Ricky protect you. Hey, in this Uber share, because that's all you get. That means I don't care if it's a whole nother nigga sitting beside you on the way home. Because that's all I get. You gave away the golden ticket. That's the only thing I get from you. And away for some Hennessy. All right, I'm taking everything.
Interesting people to come on my podcast. I need some interesting people to come on my show. You got a story to tell. You got a product to promote. You got an album releasing or a single. Hey, man, come on the Ugly Money Podcast. One of the biggest podcast platforms in the Southeast. It's bigger than radio. I do more views than TV. You definitely want to tap in. Just DM me the word interview. Pound sign interview. Don't come broke. But no, you know what I'm saying? Let's go viral. It's like this clip right here that you just seen. Yeah. See? It could have been you. He was playing. He about a 3-5 with me. Capping like his gas. Dumbass.
So there's a creator talking about marriage from a legal standpoint and from a biblical standpoint. And one of the things that he mentioned was, marriage is, when you look at it from a biblical standpoint, then you didn't have all of the paper and you didn't have to go to a courthouse and stuff like that. So there really wasn't any risk, which it's not necessarily true. I don't think, specifically in the Newer Testament, they talk about when you get a divorce, like a man was divorcing his wife, he had to write a bill of divorce. So there was something that he had to give to her. I won't say it's a piece of paper, but it was a formal certificate that he had to give to say, hey, I don't want to be with this woman anymore. So, I think, you're going to, at some point in time, you're going to have witnesses, and you're going to have a kind of like a binding contract that says, this is what I'm giving in exchange for your daughter. This is what I'm going to be doing with your daughter, protecting, providing, yada, yada, yada. So men were expected to do that. And I think that's the point that we focus on is a man, going back to your example of in the Bible, I think it was Jacob. Jacob worked for 7 years. He wanted a specific woman. Rachel was her name. And he worked for 7 years. And at the end of the 7 years, his soon-to-be father-in-law said, I have an older daughter and she has to be married off first. Now, he knew he had an older daughter this whole entire time, but he didn't say anything until the 7 years was up so he can have more time, basically more labor. So Jacob went another 7 years and worked for the woman that he actually wanted. And he ended up taking 2 wives home, right? But he had to put in some time and some effort in order to receive these women. And the kind of the exchange there was the woman would bear him children. And that's why Rachel in the Bible was so upset, because she didn't have that ability. And she thought of herself as useless. This is the thing that modern men are talking about in marriage nowadays is, if I go out here and I work, what do I get in return? Right? Do I get a family, which most men still want? Do I get kids, which most men still want? So not a lot has changed over the, the different time periods, the different generations, the different centuries. The only thing that has changed is modern women think that you should work for them and then they give you nothing.
How do you know if a girl is testing you? Well, a girl is going to ignore you at some point. She's going to leave you hanging after you thought that things were going great, or she'll cancel plans. And it's frustrating, it's confusing, and it's making you overthink every text, every meetup. And I promise you, when you start dating a girl, it will happen. But here's the truth that most guys don't realize. She's testing you. There's a pattern behind all of this, and you'll notice it once you start to pay attention. And once you understand it, you'll know exactly how to get her chasing you again. If you're dealing with a girl like this, I have got a video that you gotta watch where it breaks down exactly why she's testing you and how to pass this test and how to turn things around with her. And it's actually easier than most guys think. But it's not what most naturally do. Most guys panic. They start texting her more, asking her what's wrong, or they blurt out their feelings or send her flowers or something, which just pushes her further away. As a girl, I can tell you, do not do any of that. Instead, relax and just follow the steps laid out in the video. And you will turn the tables so she is chasing you in no time. There's a link to the video below. Let me know what you think.
There are some things as a man that you just shouldn't do. That's strictly for the ladies.
Oh yes? What particular activities have restrictions based on gender are we talking about today? You're gonna love this one.
And one of those things is going through phones. Why, as a man, are you going through a phone?
I think the better question would be, why, if a person is in especially a committed relationship, would they be acting in such a way that someone would feel the need to go through their phone?
Collect your life, go mow a yard, or sign up for the war.
Frankly, I think that women that say statements like that in regards to what men should be doing in regards to gender roles should be some of the first ones out there themselves mowing the lawn and on the front lines.
There's no reason for you to ever be going through a phone. Literally ever.
No reason. No reason at all, huh? Now, to be very clear, I'm not an advocate for people going through other people's phones. I've often been of the opinion that a person should just be honest in a relationship. But the biggest reason that any person would go through another person's phone is because they're acting suspicious and they lie. And yes, that goes for women as well.
Okay, so I have a few minutes before my friends come. We're all going to the beach, but I just wanted to tell you something that happened to me that literally made me have a little bit more faith in men. So last night I was at the grocery store with one of my best friends, and I saw this guy at the checkout. We briefly made eye contact, and then I kind of just kept going, and he checked out, and that's it. So we get out to the parking lot, and I noticed he was standing outside of his car, and I could see him. But again, didn't say anything, made eye contact. We put our groceries in the car, and then I went inside the car. I'm kind of known to be a space cadet and just in La La Land half the time. I don't really pay attention to a lot outside of my bubble. So when Amy went to go put the cart back, he went up to her and was talking to her and asking her a couple questions about me. So she goes, why don't you go ask her yourself? So he comes up to the window, and mind you, the car is off, so I can't even roll it down or anything like that because I'm still waiting for her to get back to the car. So I open the door and he's like, hi, I noticed you inside. I thought you were really pretty. I wanted to give you these. He hands me a bouquet of flowers and was like, oh, do you like these? Do you like them? And I'm like, oh yeah, they're beautiful. And he said, well, would you be interested in going to dinner with me? I was so taken off guard because, mind you, it's 9 o'clock at night at this point, and I have never had someone see me linger around, come up to me, and then ask me to go out to dinner. Kudos to that guy. Nowadays, it's just let me get your snap, which at my age, I'm not doing. Or it's just, guys will be like, oh, we're too intimidated. So long story short, I was extremely flattered, and I was like, you know what? Just when I lost faith in men in general, or that chivalry was, this guy waltzed in and proves to me that it still exists. So don't settle. They're out there. Maybe 1 in every 100, but they are.
Because men have morals and women do not.
Have a better relationship with their mother.
No, it's not because you have a better relationship. Well, Marquette, how did you know that she told her mother she engaged in a filthy, disgusting act, but she didn't tell her father? Why is that? No, it's not because you have a better relationship. It's because men have morals and women do not.
No,
that's why.
That's
definitely why. And you knew that your mother, similar to yourself, would say, oh, well, it's okay. And your father would be disgusted because it's evil, filthy, and wicked.
Gentlemen, please walk away from the woman that says she loves you but treats you like trash. The woman that treats you like she barely even likes you. I don't care if it's been years and there's money and there's history. You deserve better. Too many men stay in relationships where they are disrespected, dismissed, and broken down. I don't care if she's seen all your darkness and you don't think anyone else will ever accept you as you. If she has disrespected you mentally, emotionally, even physically, choose you. Let go. Find peace.
Women need someone better than them. Smarter than them, fitter than them, bigger than them, more inspiring than them, more successful than them. Otherwise, where's the attraction?
It's true.
I'm asking. Maybe some women don't mind, but I mind. I need to be inspired by the guy. Otherwise, I'll eat them for breakfast. I'll finish them off in 24 hours. I also need someone to handle me. And only an alpha or a double alpha can do that.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill?
Now, to me, that sounds like a valid question, but I'm sure she's going to figure out a way to say that it isn't. Viewer discretion is advised.
If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together so that that doesn't bother you.
First and foremost, this has to be labeled as digital panhandling. Let's just get that out the way now. Okay, so her advice is that we should not feel bothered if we continue to meet women and every time we meet them, their bills are due. Her logic is that we need to focus on ourselves because that should not bother us. And if we focus on ourselves and get our money up, only then will women's bills being due not bother us. As an average man that makes really good money for himself, that shit is always gonna bother us. I don't know what the she's talking about. And the ones that it don't bother are called tricks. Tricks are here to pay for the cat and an experience. They're not here to really date you. That's not how they move. And if you're not here to date, sweetheart, just tell us what the price is up front. That way we can skip all the small talk and get down to business. Secondly, is going to the alternate universe. That's like me saying right now, ladies, if you are upset that every time you meet a man on the first night he's trying to crack, you ain't got no business dating. You need to focus on yourself. Be prepared to satisfy a man like a real woman should. And then, and only then, will you be prepared to date. And if that interaction between you and those men are upsetting you and upsetting you so much that you have to bring it to the internet, you truly are not prepared to date right now. You see how ridiculous that sounds? Like, if you made it this far into the video, like, do you see how ridiculous that sounds? No matter how you chop this up, if you are a fully functioning adult woman and you are trying to date, right? And one of the conversations you're trying to have with that man is that your bills is due and you are anticipating that he should be willing and prepared to pay for said bills, you're cooked. Just sell it already. There's a real profession out there for you. There are women that provide services, right? And they get paid for said services. Just join that group. Call it a hey. Stop trying to frame it like you looking for a husband when you really looking for a trick. But you know what? I know y'all ain't gonna listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill?
Now, to me, that sounds like a valid question, but I'm sure she's gonna figure out a way to say that it isn't. Viewer discretion is advised.
If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together so that that doesn't bother you.
First and foremost, this has to be labeled as digital panhandling. Let's just get that out the way now. Okay, so her advice is that we should not feel bothered if we continue to meet women and every time we meet them, their bills are due. Her logic is that we need to focus on ourselves because that should not bother us. And if we focus on ourselves and get our money up, only then will women's bills being due not bother us. As an average man that makes really good money for himself, that shit is always gonna bother us. I don't know what the she's talking about. And the ones that it don't bother are called tricks. Tricks are here to pay for the cat and an experience. They're not here to really date you. That's not how they move. And if you're not here to date, sweetheart, just tell us what the price is up front. That way we can skip all the small talk and get down to business. Secondly, is going to the alternate universe. That's like me saying right now, ladies, if you are upset that every time you meet a man on the first night he's trying to crack, you ain't got no business dating. You need to focus on yourself. Be prepared to satisfy a man like a real woman should. And then, and only then, will you be prepared to date. And if that interaction between you and those men are upsetting you and upsetting you so much that you have to bring it to the internet, you truly are not prepared to date right now. You see how ridiculous that sounds? Like, if you made it this far into the video, like, do you see how ridiculous that sounds? No matter how you chop this up, if you are a fully functioning adult woman and you are trying to date, right? And one of the conversations you're trying to have with that man is that your bills is due and you are anticipating that he should be willing and prepared to pay for said bills, you're cooked. Just sell it already. There's a real profession out there for you. There are women that provide services, right? And they get paid for said services. Just join that group. Call it a hey. Stop trying to frame it like you looking for a husband when you really looking for a trick. But you know what? I know y'all ain't gonna listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
These modern women, I don't think they understand what they're saying. How do you know if a girl is testing you? Well, she's going to ignore you at some point. If a woman, well, that's exactly what she's acting like. If she starts ignoring you, we do have a problem. Especially with me. If you start ignoring me, absolutely not. Absolutely not. These modern women don't truly understand, and I am not playing games. I'm not playing that crap. And most men are on board. Well, I've decided, I'm going to start testing this and doing that. Why don't you just ask the question and observe? Why not just ask the question, see what his answer is, comprehend it, and then observe his behavior? Okay, let's watch and see what he's doing. Well, I don't understand his behavior. I don't understand men's behavior. To be honest with you, I understand some things, but I need a little help with other things. I am glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. Dad, can you help me? Granddad, can you help me? Brother, nephew, can you help me with this? Modern women, y'all keep on playing these stupid games and you end up where you end up.
I listened to a podcast just recently and a guy was saying for a man to become a man in our society, he has to go through a divorce first. That's pretty provocative, but I thought about that a lot. And I was like, it was my divorce that taught me so much. It was me seeing what a horrible relationship looked like and seeing my role that I played, because I played a very significant role. I don't want to sound like I'm blaming her. She has her own demons and things to work on. I had my own just massive shortcomings and blind spots that I wasn't even aware of. The marriage taught me. The only way I could, one of the things I'm so grateful for my first marriage. I'm so grateful for my divorce, which is crazy to say because it was a horrific process at the time. But those are some of the greatest blessings I've had ever in my life. And one of the reasons why they were so profoundly important to me is because it set me up to execute better, to be more of a comprehensive man in my second marriage, because I knew where to draw lines. I knew how to hold boundaries for myself. And I knew generally how to lead and manage in that relationship way better than I did in my first marriage.
Yeah, now my hope is that statement that man has to go through a divorce to get, what was it again? A man has to go through a divorce.
To become a man.
To become a man. Now my hope is that we can change that a man can become a man without having to go through a divorce.
Sorry if I'm masculine, but I've been forced to be masculine. When I was married, or when I was in my past relationships, and a man didn't wear the pants, I had to take off my skirt and put the pants in the relationship. If a man can't show up and can't be a man and an alpha, then guess what? A woman has to be that alpha. So a lot of men in my life forced me to wear the pants because they had their skirts on. And this is what people don't understand, that when I have been forced to be masculine by men who were not alphas, and I had to show up for the family and I had to pay the rent, the food, everything, I had to. When a woman is in a relationship where the man doesn't show up, she has to put the pants on. So I'm sorry if I'm masculine, but I've been forced to be masculine. Show me an alpha man that is in his true alpha, not in his wounded masculine, but his full-on masculine, and watch me become a sweet, soft little girl. I need a man that is fully in his energy, masculine energy, and when a man gives that woman that feeling, that safety, that energy, that love, you can feel it. Then a woman deassembles her masculine energy and she falls into her feminine and she becomes a child with that man. But sadly, I have not met those. Sorry if I'm masculine.
Marriage, from a legal standpoint, is definitely negligent and possibly reckless. So in the law, we make a distinction between negligence and recklessness. So negligence is a failure to perceive a substantial and unjustifiable risk of serious harm. And recklessness is a conscious disregard for a substantial and unjustifiable risk of harm. So negligence basically is, I didn't realize how dangerous this was. Recklessness is, I knew exactly how dangerous this was and I did it anyway. I would argue that with the divorce rate as high as it is and the marriage satisfaction rate as low as it is, because remember, divorce is just, here's the marriages that catastrophically failed. Like catastrophically failed to the point where these people said, yeah, that's it, I'm out. You can have half my stuff. I'll lose half my time with my kids. I'm out. I'm done. I cannot do this anymore. So you went from, I love you more than the other 8 billion other options on the planet, to, I don't care if I have to give away half my stuff. I just don't want to be with you anymore. Like, so that's pretty far in terms of the trajectory there of how far you can get. It's not like, oh, I used to like this food and now I don't like it so much. It's, I used to love this food. It was my favorite food. And now if I even look at it, I'm going to throw up.
I feel like the reason why I can't work in relationships because maybe I do overstep their boundaries, you know? I ask where you at and I'm with my friends. I want to know who your friends, I want to know where you at with your friends, and I want to know when you did. And it's, oh yeah, you don't, this shit.
So first and foremost, let me teach you exactly how women are. Women, one, like to play games and like to test the waters. Are there some women who aren't great at communicating? Of course. I feel like most women aren't good at communicating even though they think they are, but they're not. The reason why I say this is because I don't understand why you want a man to lead you, you want a man to protect you, but when you go out, you go, I'm gonna go out and that's it. You know what you're doing. If your partner went out, you would want him to have open dialogue, transparency, right? I don't understand what's so hard about saying, hey, you know what? I'm going out with Keisha. We're gonna be out, until 10 o'clock at night and we're gonna go to Hooters, okay? I don't see what's wrong with that. I don't understand why when your man asks you a question, you get upset about that. The reason why you're getting upset and the reason why she's getting upset is because she's either lying or she's going to make different plans. Women like to lie and go out and do stuff and flirt. around. Is this all women? Of course not. But 9 times out of 10, if she's playing games, she's gonna be playing with that. I'm being honest. I've seen it too many times, and I've been a bartender, and I see how women get down. Do men do the same thing? Of course, but this video is about women. I personally think the best thing you could do as a woman, and I'm gonna teach you, because you guys always say that I'm a pick me and I women. Fine, cool. Hey babe, I'm going out with Keisha tonight. We're gonna go to Hooters. I don't know if we're gonna go anywhere else, but if we do decide to go anywhere else, I'll let you know. Then when he tells you, okay babe, just text me when you get back or whatever, I personally would say, why? You can text me out throughout the night. I don't give a if my man calls me or texts me while I'm out. Why? Because it's not that serious. I can go to the bathroom and easily just talk and have a conversation, or I could text him. I don't really have crazy jealous partners like that, so I don't really deal with that. That's on y'all because of the type of you are. Excuse me. Another thing too, there's portable chargers. Portable chargers on Amazon are less than $20. I don't want to hear it. My phone, right. You juggling them balls, but your phone. Let's stop with this stuff. You want a man to be transparent with you and you want a man to be loyal to you, then do the same thing. A lot of you ladies will get mad when your man treats you different and acts different with you guys, but you don't say all the things that led up to that. If you're doing immature little childish kid games like this, trying to make him jealous, trying to keep him on his toes, keep doing that. That's the quickest way to lose somebody. The only man you're going to keep around like this is men who are insecure and don't know any better. Men with structure, men with values, and men with morals are going to know you're lying. They're going to know you're playing around and you're going to get dropped. I'm not going to ask you 6 times where you're going. I'm not going to ask you who you're going with. Would you want your man to do this to you? I always say this. If you don't want it done to you, don't do it to others. So ladies, have open dialogue. You want a great communicator? Be that first. It's simple. I would not be with somebody if I have to pry you and ask you where you're going. It's just giving suspicious, and it's giving you gonna juggle someone else's and not his. Right. Ooh, she's riding it like a pony. No te llores, mija. I don't feel bad at all. I really don't. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm very empathetic, and when I see women cry, it does hurt me because I would never want to see you cry, duh. But if you actively cheat on a man and then you want to get on your hands and knees and cry and be having bubbles coming out of your nose, choke on those bubbles, ho. The same way you choking on that. Are you crazy? That's exactly what you get. If you're gonna go out here and do the deed and be pogo dancing on a man, doing splits on a, you better make sure that's a man you want to be with, because not every man in this world is replaceable, and you'll learn that the hard way. 9 times out of 10, when you cheat on somebody, I guarantee you the person that you're with is better than the person you cheat on. But again, a lot of women are so stupid, they'll still do that anyway. What are you crying for now? Take that on the chest. You did that. You knew what it cost, and yet you still did it. I don't feel bad for you. And I hope the girl that he, left you for is living a better life. I hope that that man smiles even more. I hope that that man gets home cooked meals. I hope that that girl's rubbing his back so good. I hope that girl is making him come so hard his toes are curling. Hope the pussy is wetter than you've ever imagined, because that's what he deserves. If you are not going to come into somebody's life and love them, you should leave them the alone. I hate cheaters, y'all, whether it's a man or a woman. I can't stand it. I'm so sick of how people get in relationships knowing what the they're supposed to do and acting clueless. Oh, it's hard, it's too much work, then leave. Relationships are not for quitters, so get the out of here. It's simple. I could never respect a woman who cheats and then cries. Stand on business the same way you were standing on that pee-pee. And what I love the most about this is she gets to watch it. Enjoy, clock it. Isn't that what you ladies love to say? Enjoy. Be careful with the people you around on, because I'm telling you now, not everybody you're gonna get a second chance, and not everybody you're gonna come across is gonna love you. I do believe that when people cheat, especially like intentionally and do really cheating is always intentional, I really do believe it comes back tenfold for you, and you'll never be happy with anybody. And I hope that that's something you think about all the time, and it makes you sick to your stomach. And do I believe people can change? Not really, y'all. I think that if you already go out of your way to cheat on somebody and hide and be sneaky, it's going to be very hard to change that type of mindset, because you're training yourself to be fake and malicious and evil. I'm sorry, but women who cheat on men, you're a liability. It's disgusting. We don't like you. We don't want you around. You're the reason why most men can't trust women. You're the reason why a lot of us women, when we try to love a man, we're picking up broken pieces, because you are so dumb. So I hate a cheating ass. Keep crying. Wipe those tears with all the cum that you be sucking up.
Modern women want men to continue doing the things that they're doing, and they want to receive. But then when you kind of say, okay, what What's the result of me giving and giving and giving? What's the result of me sacrificing and sacrificing? What's the result of that? Nothing. I'm not going to give you a particular, well, you know what? I'll cook and clean for you. Is it going to be on a regular basis, or is that going to be just whenever you feel like it? You know, cooking to you means throwing like a TV dinner in the microwave every night of the week, right? I have TV dinners, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then for a snack, I don't know, maybe some chips or something like that. It's not a nutritious meal. It is not something that will fill a man up and keep a man full throughout the day, and it actually might harm him. But modern women, they really don't provide a whole lot of value, but they can tell you stories upon stories upon stories about how, well, you know, I just lost faith in men, and the fact that he came up to me and he gave me flowers, and, you know, I love it. So did you go out on a date with the man? Did you give him your Snap? Or did you give him your Instagram or your phone number so that he can meet you out for dinner? Was he rewarded? Well, I don't got to reward it. Okay, then. If that's the case, then I don't have to buy flowers. Simple.
These are 3 phrases as a woman you will never see me get behind. And the first one, coming in strong: happy wife, happy life. How many have heard that phrase? Because, you know, if mom is upset, everyone else is going to be miserable. So the man is turning into a peacekeeping butler, not a leader. Sounds like a wet noodle to me. And it teaches our young daughters that if I'm mad, everything else shuts down. That's manipulation, not partnership. And the second point, whatever makes her happy. I know, I'm sorry, Timmy, because you've probably just been hearing yapping in your ear, and you're just tired of it. But to me, it sounds like you just left your spine at the door. To me, a real man is not going to ask what keeps her happy. He's going to be asking what keeps us healthy. So then you're left with a spoiled wife and a resentful husband. And the last one, but certainly not least, yes, dear. What that translates to me is you do not feel safe in making decisions any longer. You have just waved that white flag. You have just given up your authority as a leader of the home. So feminism told us to chase power and control. Meanwhile, these 3 phrases were the baby steps that got us there.
That a lot of the reason why men are now saying, I'm not going to open your car door, and I'm not going to pay your bill, and I'm not going to do, is because you spent, ladies, years now, thanks to feminism, thanks to the indoctrination, thanks to I don't need a man, all this crap that you swallowed and then regurgitated like a dumb parrot. You spent years basically training these guys out of what was their natural instinct and saying, I don't need you to do these things for me. I don't need you to open the door for me. I can do it myself. I don't need you to pay the bill. I have my own money. I'm an independent woman. I don't need you to do any of this stuff. I don't need a man, right? And now that you've said all that to the guys and they internalized it and they said, oh, really? Okay, well, I'm tired of hearing this. So you know what? Pay your own bill or split the bill or whatever, or I'm not going to be opening your door or whatever. Now you're like, where's all the gentlemen? Do you want to be a woman? Are you trying to be in the woman's role? So honey, listen, own up. You caused a lot of this. Women need to own up that they caused a lot of this. And if they want the gentleman back, maybe they should start acting like ladies. Just an idea, just a concept to consider, just saying.
A lot of you dudes don't even be picking up on this one simple choosing signal because you just not paying attention. When a woman finds you attractive, her eyes will always deceive her. I don't care if you at the grocery store, I don't care if you at Target, I don't care if you out at the club or at brunch. You need to be scanning the room and seeing who looking at you, because best believe somebody looking at you. If you even halfway attractive, somebody in there looking at you and you missing it. If you the shy type of guy, you get nervous and don't really know how to handle eye contact right now. One of the things I like to do when I step out is I like to wear sunglasses. When you have these shades on, you're gonna feel a little bit more confident, but you can still scan the room just to see who looking at you. But when a woman sees something that she like, she's gonna find a way to look. Most women, if they don't find you attractive, they're not gonna look at you. Unless you look hideous, you look ridiculous, you look like you're not from this world, that's the only time they might look at you. But 95% of the time, if a woman look at you, and if she look at you more than once, there's some attraction right there. I'm gonna need y'all to pay attention for the next time when you step out somewhere, man. You might be getting chosen, don't even know it. But make sure you like this video and make sure you follow my page if you like more game like this.
This went viral all over X this week. There was a guy from Twitter who used to send me flowers weekly for a while. We met in real life for the first time and went to dinner about a month ago. After that, he asked me out again. I thanked him and was honest that I didn't think we'd be compatible long term and shouldn't continue. He hasn't sent me flowers once since then. It's always good to have an opportunity to see someone's true character when they don't think they're going to get what they want from you anymore. Like someone who was genuinely invested in your happiness would have kept sending flowers. And have these unreal, crazy, wild expectations. Because they get so much attention, they think that you guys are supposed to be pining even after you're rejected by them. What idiot guy would keep sending flowers to a woman who said, I'm not interested in you? What idiot guy would do that? She wanted him to keep chasing her. She wanted to be able to say no and just keep getting that ego boost of that attention from a guy who would keep chasing you even after you told him no.
Now he's rebuilding, and that's his focus. But he's doing it quietly, questioning his own judgment, replaying decisions, tightening up, becoming more solid because he learned what it costs to give too much to the wrong place. And here's where the next woman is going to get it wrong. She's going to meet the version of him that's more reserved, more careful, and she will call it fear. Or she will assume, he's afraid of commitment. He's running from love. But she didn't see what it took to rebuild him. She didn't sit those nights where he had to put himself back together piece by piece, brick by brick. So now he's going to be more cautious. He's going to protect that version of himself. And listen, if you've ever had to rebuild yourself from nothing, then you already know. Peace stops being a problem.
When you watch this, I hope you really notice the difference, and then put in the comment what y'all think.
Do you think as a woman that's with a provider guy, she has a duty to shut that up and not embarrass him?
Not shut
up,
bitch! Embarrass him, yes.
But wouldn't it be a big part of her not embarrassing him is being quiet?
Yeah. Not really. Because a man is not going to call me out my name, tell me to do something with disrespect in his tone.
So he can't tell you to be quiet?
Yeah, no.
Even if he's a provider?
Respectfully, no. I can provide for myself. That's why I work.
Imagine going on a job and saying, hey, boss, I don't need this job. You wouldn't do it, right? Yeah, let that sink in.
What about you? What do you think?
So
If you're with a guy that's a provider.
he taking care of everything?
Yeah.
Like I ain't gotta do nothing?
Everything.
My
Bags.
at home, I'm cooking, I'm
Dubai.
cleaning, I'm and I ain't going nowhere.
I hope y'all paying attention. This is a Blue's Clues right now. That's your first hint.
What about you? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, of course, as long as they're not getting with it. Tell me to shut up, I'll shut up. You giving me money, you providing, hell yeah.
Okay. All right. That's the next clue. This should be getting easier for y'all now.
All right. What about you?
Same. I like a man to tell me what to do. So I'm at home cooking.
You heard she says she likes a man to tell her what to do. Hey, listen, the answer should be in front of y'all faces right now.
Do you think women need to be trained by men?
Negative.
Start with you.
I don't think they have to be trained. Unless they need training, then yeah.
Do you think most women need training? With
Today's
being
society, yeah.
in
They're
citizen?
horrible.
Okay.
But they don't even know how to cook now.
Okay. Now, when I say training, I mean as in like training to be like a good girlfriend and eventually maybe a fiance or even wife. Do you think they need to be trained?
Yeah.
Yep, a lot of these women are horrible nowadays. They need some femininity classes.
Okay. What about you?
The right guy, yeah.
Okay. So the right guy?
Provider, yeah.
Yeah, but in general, do women need training? Outside of the provider thing, I'm just saying like to be good girlfriends and wives?
Yeah,
by the
most
guy?
women, I can agree with that maybe. They might need training.
What about you?
I think y'all got like 100 hints already.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of women need to learn how to respect their man so that they can be a man for you.
Okay. What about you? You think women need training in today's day and age?
Respectfully, I'm not so I'm not no dog for you to be teaching me training.
So I know everybody's smart enough to see exactly what was going on in this video. Put in the comments what you think is going on in this video, what's transpiring, who's acting up. And all I have to do is ask one simple question to that black girl. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
This how I know I ain't ready for nothing.
Now, I don't know when some of y'all gonna learn, but hopefully it's sooner than later. Viewer discretion is advised.
Because
My little trick right there. You see him? Yeah. He's so nice to me. He's so nice to me. He be tricking. He likes to take me out. He likes to literally hand me money. All the things I said I wanted. But I don't want him. I don't like him. He annoys me. That's how I know I ain't ready for nothing. Because all I keep thinking about is the dude that don't do for me. And I miss him.
Now, although this piece is not newfound information, however, you'd be surprised how many men in America are in that very same position as the man she showed in that clip. And I don't know when y'all gonna learn. Tricking is never gonna get you what you truly desire. And a lot of y'all be tricking with 9 to 5s. I don't understand it. Any extra spending money that you can either invest, save, or even spend on yourself, you are spending for the validation of a woman that wants nothing to do with you. When y'all gonna love yourself a little better, huh? When y'all gonna love yourself a little more, Like at this point, I firmly believe that their brains should be donated to science for studying. Like we need to understand what makes a man trick. Especially when he got a 9 to 5. Especially when he ain't even got it to be doing that. Because she posted that video online for the world to see, which ultimately means there's a possibility that you would run into it and you would know she's talking about you, which means she has zero respect for you, but you're spending your hard-earned money on her just for her to smile in your face. I know she ain't kissing you. I know she ain't giving you no cat based on what she said in the video. Just for her to turn around and say, the man that I really want doesn't do for me. And that's who I actually miss. Now, I could say more about the female logic, but at this point, I'd be beating a horse. We already know this about them. It's no secret that this is how they operate in a lot of cases. But you know what, in hindsight, now that I'm thinking about it, there's always going to be casualties in war. And those type of men are the casualties. We need men like that in order for us really to thrive freely. Maybe that's just what it is. Maybe, just maybe. But you know what? You ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
Once again, Haley is right. She has great points. There's a lot of phrases that we have in the homes, in families, that allow modern women to act like children, to act like toddlers. Oh, I'm mad, so the whole house has got to be upset. Now, man, you set the tone. You're the man of the house. You're the husband. You set the tone. But me, since I'm not setting the tone, I can just act like an idiot. I can just act like I don't have any common sense. And it's not going to be my fault. He's supposed to come in and fix everything. Even though we got the kids, they need to be bathed, fed, all that stuff. Instead of him coming in and taking care of the kids, or jumping on the laundry or the dishes or whatever have you, he got to come in and console me. And I'm not talking about, because you know, sometimes you have a really bad day or you're having a bad week and you need somebody to, lean on, right? So we're not talking about that. We're talking about on a regular basis, your emotions go unchecked. The man has to cover for you.